Hello Capricorn, this is your August 2017 horoscope for everyone that has their ascendant or sun or even moon in Capricorn, with me Lada from astrolada.com. And now let's analyze what August is holding for you. It's the eclipses, of course, the eclipses. Let's see what they bring you guys. Well, we're starting with the lunar eclipse, and as you know, eclipses are those things that are fated, that bring fated events, that bring kind of, sometimes it might be quite surprising events in our life, but the ultimate goal of eclipses, yes, they can create some crisis and stress always, because there is realignment of the layers. It's like an earthquake that happens that wants to realign the crust of the earth, you know. The ultimate goal, though, is to put you on the right karmic path, the one that your soul chose, and the one that would lead to more joy down the way. But of course, when changes are happening, this can be stressful for us. But just keep in mind that the ultimate goal of an eclipse is realignment with your karmic predestination, the one that the soul, the path that the soul really wants to walk on. So it also brings fated events of some sort. Okay. So the lunar eclipse is happening on the 7th of August, and it's happening in Aquarius, the sign next to Capricorn, and it's happening at the 15th degree. Let me check exactly where it is. August, 7th of August, yes, around the 14th, 15th degree of Aquarius. So if you happen to have anything around this from 10 to 20 degrees in Aquarius, this eclipse it will affect you. Many Capricorns do have like Venus or Mercury on that degree in Aquarius, the sign next to Capricorn. So make sure, if you don't know where your Venus or Mercury is, check out my planetary detail table from the birth chart calculator. I'll put a link for it. Go to the birth chart calculator, enter your details, and check if you happen from the planetary detail table. Do you have Venus or Mercury? Usually these are the signs, the planets that you can have in Aquarius from around 10 to around 20 degrees in Aquarius. If you happen to do so, it means something in regards to Venus or Mercury is coming to a completion and will be leaving your life. Venus is something to do with relationships and partnerships, business or personal, that over the next 40, 50 days after the lunar eclipse might have to leave your life. A partner, for example, business or life partner, or a way of doing your relationship and approaching your relationship with your partner. Maybe the level of your relationship, the level of commitment has reached its full potential and it's exhausted and it has to be released. If it's Mercury, maybe friendships, business projects, contracts of some sort, relationships with people around you. Both planets are very social, so they usually indicate a person in your life, and this lunar eclipse is about letting go of something. But now let's see how for all Capricorns this lunar eclipse will affect you. Well, it's happening in your second house, Capricorns, which is your own personal resources and finances, and it's going to affect you, as I said, not only in August but in September, even October. So you're being asked here, guys, something that you've been working on. That one way it can play out is that something you've been working on that in regards to have more material security and more financial stability is coming to a completion. So maybe you'll be seeing the results of, because the full moon eclipse, the moon is at its highest potential, it's full, it can't grow anymore, but it gives it results. So financially you can see the results of your efforts, or some material project, or something to do with possessions, something to do with tangible material things that comes to its fullest potential. So you maybe reap the rewards of it after the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse on your second house, but you have to release it as well after that. In a sense, some source of income, for example, is you'd realize that it's reached its fullest potential. You reap whatever rewards it is. If it's more rewards, obviously it was not even worth it. And then you ask to release some source of income or some source of something that gives you material financial stability. Or maybe it's great because this full moon is with the south node. South node is about letting go. Every eclipse has a specific. Sometimes it might be with the north node, sometimes it's with the south node, and south node is about detachment and letting go. So I'm giving you a strategy here, guys, for the next couple of months, August and September and even October. Willingly release something of your possessions, of what you what you own, of what you're attached to, what gives you sense of security, what, even if it's something you've been hoarding and it's not even useful in your life, like old clothes or old furniture or anything, possessions. So just release it willingly, or maybe some investment in something, you know, release it, let it go. Otherwise the universe will can take it in some other way. If you do it consciously, then you've used, it's kind of like a remedy. When you do it consciously, you say, okay, I have money in the bank, I don't want to lose money now, or I don't want to lose a source of income, so I will consciously go and give things that I possess, you know, because they have the same energy, the second house, or, you know, I would let go of certain attachments, you know, materially, and then the universe will not do that shake-up. And though, don't worry, because releasing that second house, which is your own possessions, your own things that you're attached to, especially material things, and some source of income for you, will be compensated for by the solar eclipse in Leo in your 8th house, Capricorns. What does it mean? The solar eclipse in Leo is happening on the 21st of August, and it's going to affect you for 6 months after that, so even more powerful than the lunar eclipse. And the solar eclipse is with the north node of the moon, Rahu, also known as Rahu, which means that it's a point of gain. And the solar eclipse is about new beginnings. So something new will be coming in your life, which brings you gains through 8th house, through other people's resources. So you willingly give something of yourself, or even if you lose something, you know, materially, some possession that you're very attached to, some money, some source of income, your own income, 2nd house. Don't worry, because the solar eclipse in Leo in your 8th house over the next 6 months will bring a new source of income that is not dependent on yourself only, but that is some kind of in combination with your partner. Maybe your partner will get a bigger salary, which is gainful. You know, Rahu, the north node, is about gains, about getting more material things. 8th house, your partner's resources, new beginnings, solar eclipse. So maybe your partner can get a bigger salary, or maybe you can partner up with someone over the next few months and they can bring you more income, or maybe you can get more clients, other people's resources, and they bring you more money. You know, they bring you more resources, material or emotional or moral resources. It's not only a financial either, 8th house, or maybe some inheritance, or maybe some kind of a return of taxes over the next 6 months. But it can happen first through some kind of crisis, because eclipses always indicate some kind of a crisis. You know, eclipse in the 8th house, it can indicate like, oh my God, first the eclipse in the 2nd house destabilize your own resources, so you bring some fears in regards to losing possessions and stuff, and then the solar eclipse in the 8th house is like, oh my God, will I able to cope? The universe is not supporting me, I'm stressed, I don't know the future, you know, I don't know what it's gonna bring me. But gradually after the eclipse, some new opportunity comes, which brings source of income to you by cooperating with others, or by using other people's skills and resources and talents in some way. Be open to that, because the solar eclipse in Leo brings you that, and it brings it to you, even if it's in some stressful way. Keep it positive and remind yourself over the next 6 months what you heard on this video. And the 8th house is also intimacy. So the solar eclipse can indicate like big focus on matters of intimacy and trust issues. So now on the psychological level it can be more disturbing, because it can create some source of, can I trust others? Can I trust whether it's your partner, sex partner, or business partner? It does create those fears, the solar eclipse, especially the first 20-30 days. Something to do around trusting yourself and opening yourself to others can appear as a crisis situation with the solar eclipse, and opening yourself for intimacy with others. Some kind of a shocking secret can even come out. 8th house is house of secrets, of relationships as well. It can be like open up because of the solar eclipse. It can create some mini crisis for you, but only so because the universe wants to break through your defenses in regards to you receiving from others, not just from, and that's what, when you have trust in the universe, when you have trust in others, you're kind of more open, your barriers are more open to receive from them. And there might be some little mini psychological crisis with the solar eclipse in your 8th house to remove or to shake up your trust, and to shake up your how do I say, your ability to open yourself, be intimate with others, and that will open up that door as well for support to come to you. Okay, so that's about the solar eclipses, Capricorn. So don't be fearful, you know. There is always one eclipse can take something, the other one can give you something, and we mentioned how it's going to work for you. You see? Okay, so then we have Mercury retrograde in your 9th house. And that's kind of supportive because it's an earth sign in Virgo and your earth sign, Capricorn. But again, always be careful from the 13th of August or even a few days before that, from the 10th of August, with details, with you know, with communications. There might be some mix-ups, some miscommunications and things like that, but somehow you're able to quickly solve those issues. And this Mercury goes retrograde till the first week of September. So till then you have to be careful, but because it's in a sign that's supportive to Capricorn, you very quickly resolve those issues, and you kind of your higher mind, the 9th house, helps you quickly solve problems, can quickly help you solve some conflicts if they arise with Mercury retrograde, can quickly help you you know, to almost like receive like a lucky intervention. The 9th house is this in regards to sorting some practical material matters, 9th house problems, managing, organizing them, sorting them out, correcting them in some way. You know, this is Mercury retrograde in Virgo. And there might be the need for example, 9th house rules foreign countries. So some kind of extra efforts to prepare for some foreign travel, for example. Or if you're traveling to a faraway country while Mercury is retrograde, be careful, make sure you have the passports, the visas, everything, because things can become like, even on your trip, there might be surprises that don't go according to expectations. Retrograde planet means that you take an alternative route. It can mean you take an alternative route, or there are delays for the travels of some sort, or it can mean that whatever your plans are, they surprise you. Things don't work out as planned and scheduled. Doesn't necessarily mean they work worse, but it's some kind of level of stress that when we're not prepared for, we're prepared for one outcome and something else comes. And it's also in regards to legal matters. If you're involved, if you have any kind of court cases going on, legal matters, documents, papers for foreign countries, visas and stuff like that, you have to be more careful. You have to put extra efforts to check all the details, before you post, and possibly even don't post while it's retrograde. But you might have to correct certain things in regards to those matters, to correct such documents or legal documents and matters of that sort. Okay. And there might be some important, if you're in any business that's 9th house, say if you're in export-import with foreign countries, if you work with clients from foreign countries, which is all 9th house, if you work in travel, if you work in higher education, professor, teacher, or if you're a teacher of any sort, Mercury retrograde in your 9th house can require to put extra effort in your work. Your work will get very busy if it's 9th house career. It will require some extra preparation, extra work, some editing, improving something. It might be a little bit stressful because you're seeing some mistakes, or you're seeing, there is the need for more efforts. But by the end of it, while Mercury is moving forward in September, you'll see that this surge of commotion and the need to work harder and extra duties in regards to those 9th house careers or activities actually gave you better results, and you'll be glad that you had to revise, edit, correct, or put extra efforts, because the final result will be more enduring. Okay, so yes, and one last thing, guys. Your Saturn, the planet that rules you, is going direct from the end of August, from around, I think, the 24th or 5th or something like that of August. Let me see exactly when it is. 26th of August, which means that for the whole of August it's on the 1 degree. It stopped, it looks in the sky, it's not moving. It's not moving backwards, not moving forwards, it's changing direction, which gives it more gravitas, more power to impact things. And you're ruled by Saturn, which some of you might feel that things are a little bit stopped somehow, because your planet stops and reorients itself and changes direction. So you might feel now in August that first there is kind of like a more heaviness, things slowing down a bit, but then turning around and you starting to gradual from the end of August, like untangling of more heavy situations, of situations that require, of situations that were more testing. Now Saturn starts moving direct, and you and Saturn. So all of a sudden, you're moving backwards and down. You start gradually from the end of August to move forward at more complicated situations, to resolve them and to leave them behind you already. But it might feel a little bit that kind of the energy is a bit slowed down because Mars is not moving, and you might feel like you're in a part of your life where you're reorienting yourself into regards to the direction where you're going, you know. And it's a good thing to slow down a little bit. It's a good thing to take a look around as well, because it will happen whether you want it to know, that the direction in your life will start changing. But for good, because Saturn will start moving direct, so responsibilities and duties slow down, decrease after August. Maybe in September you start feeling that lightening up a little bit. So this is what I have for you, Capricorns. Thank you so much, and I will see you in August for the September videos.